Hey y'all, in this video we're going to review 5 different drip products that I've gotten from dripworks.com. And a quick disclaimer, I am an affiliate partner. If you click through one of my links, I make a small commission. So if you'd like to do that, I'd love you a long time. But we're going to go through here and we're going to look at them. We're going to see if they're going to work out for some pots that I've got. If maybe you've seen some of the previous videos in this DripWorks series, you saw I try to put a few things in the ground, but there's a dog out there in the area, and bless her heart, I would walk out and see her, and she'd be laying directly on top of the parsley. The parsley didn't make it, and neither did the peppers or the tomatoes, unfortunately. But I saved the basil, and so we're going to take a look here at 3 different pots that I need to put something in. So I need some options, and we're going to take a look at that. And I've got, some of the things I've used before. Normally I'll put just the individual drippers. If it's just a small pot, like a 1 gallon or 3 gallon, maybe I'll only use 1 dripper in it. But for larger pots like this, I use 2 drippers or more, 1 on each side, just to try to get some even distribution. Or I would use the 1/4-inch drip line. And that's normally what I use for all pots. But we're going to look at some different things here because of these innovative products I've gotten from DripWorks. And so let's just go ahead and dig into it. You see my pots there, and I've got 1 additional pot, just for demonstration. Got all my products kind of laid out here, and got some cutters and just some solid 1/4-inch spaghetti tube. And the first thing we're going to look at here is the Spectrum sprayer. And I've just barely got it turned on here. I've got a little valve on the other side that I'm adjusting the water flow, that micro flow valve, right? So the Spectrum sprayer, it just really sprays too much out, beyond the pot. So I don't think that's going to be, it's really great. I use these in beds all the time. The Spectrum sprayer is really good, but the pot stream I've never seen before. So let's check this out. I'm really not sure at first which direction the water's coming out and kind of what the setup is. So I'm just going to stick it in the middle here and just see what happens. I see. A little different than what I thought would happen there, which makes a lot of sense. And so like the bend on the stake is for putting on the side of the pot. Makes a lot of sense. Really great product. Probably going to use one of these. And this is it, wide open. And I'm using my valve over here to cut the flow up and down on it. Kind of see the difference in the patterns. So when I did the unboxing, I incorrectly said that the C-frame down spray was a spinner. The top, it does look like a micro spray 360 spinner, but it's not. It doesn't move actually. As you can see here, it just sprays downwards, a nice kind of cone downwards. That's why it's called a down spray, and it's really brilliant. I like this. And we've got 2 different ones. We've got the black-headed one here. That's the low-flow version, which is like 7.2 gallons per hour. And now I'm hooking up the blue-headed one. And this is our high-flow version. And this goes up to 10.5 gallons per hour. Now, of course, with my adjustable valve over there, it's between 0 and 10.5 gallons per hour. Now, we've got this 3-piece microjet assembly. I should have shown you me screwing the rigid riser into our angle stake here, and the stake is just a place to connect everything together. So I've trimmed off the rigid riser, and now we've screwed the microjet into the top of the rigid riser. This stuff is it just screws in. It's super easy. I really should have showed you just a little bit better on that, but I promise you do it one time. I mean, it's like I could teach a 5-year-old to put this stuff together. But I'm going to show you a 90-degree microjet head here. Some other, manufacturers that call this a micro spray. Everybody has a version of this, and it's a super effective product. Just maybe not so great for a pot. I use these out in beds all the time to add additional water to drip systems. But I just don't think that the 90 is going to work. Too much water, too large of a pattern. So I'm going to switch this over to a 360-degree head, and as you see, these threads, I think they're 832 threads or 1032, I believe, and so they just screw in and out. Super easy to deal with here. So we're going to put us a 360 microjet head on here and see how it looks. And these, you know, all the microjets, they have a little, you know, valve on the side of it that you can control your flow and everything as well. And I've got one off to the side. But see, you know, maybe turned down, that would work okay, but I just don't think the micro jet sprays are going to work out well for these pots anyway. And so let's take a look at the soaker drip line with a 12-inch spacing. And we wanted just a couple of coils around here so that we get a good even distribution of water throughout the pot. And that's what this is really brilliant for. You know, if you're a contractor, repair contractor, you know, you can really make a lot of money with these kind of custom pot setups because people love them. They're willing to pay for them. It takes just a little bit of time to put together. The parts aren't terribly expensive, but the output and what you get from putting drippers into pots and automating that is really just a quality of life kind of deal, and people are definitely willing to pay a few bucks for it. So I always kind of upsell and say, hey, I see all these pots out here. Are you watering them by hand? You know, and just always ask the question, do you like it? Because some people love watering and that's part of their daily routine, and you don't want to take that away from them. But if they don't like it and don't want to water them, I mean, upsell them on a nice, you know, drip system for their pots. Okay, so we got this turned on here. Let's take a close up and we can kind of see all the little drippers working. And I mean, that's about, I don't know what, 4 or 5 feet of line in there, so we don't have that many drippers to begin with, but it's a good even distribution. And we've got our little stakes there to hold everything in place, and I'm sure you saw that I taped the end off there. And so I'm just going to show you me putting together the system. I've decided that for the rosemary on the left side of your screen and the basil on the right, I'm going to use the pot streams, and in the middle I'm going to use a C-frame down spray. I actually put the high flow one on there, and I may change it over to the low flow. We'll just see how it does. I'll see after maybe a week running. You kind of go out and stick your finger down in there and see kind of the moisture level and see how it goes. So I'm putting all this together here just with the tubing, the blank poly tubing that we see here, and those T's. So it's really easy to put together. Just finger strength, pushing these, you know, barbed fittings on here. And I'm just measuring off, you know, the individual little lines that come over into our pots. So we've got, you know, one pot stream in there. We're going to set up our down spray. But I don't really have to narrate this to you. I mean, you can kind of just see it in action here, and it's not really rocket science. It's just kind of putting everything together in a logical fashion. And just kind of tucking all the lines in there and getting everything put together. And let's turn it on and see how it looks. If you look closely, you see all the sprays and everything happening, and perfect. This is exactly what we need. Success.